To talk more about the future of the ecosystem, I'm going to call up the Chief Operating Officer of edX, Adam Medros.
All right. Thank you, Ned. Welcome, everyone. It's really great to see this room full of people who care deeply about education, care about open source, and care about the edX platform and the open edX platform. So I'm going to very briefly talk a little bit about where we are with the open edX platform and how we're thinking about it, and preview for some of you some of the other great topics that are going to get discussed over the next 2 days. First and foremost, from a mission standpoint, we, and by we I mean all of you in this room, are focused on collaboratively building the world's leading teaching and learning platform. This is important. I think the opportunity to leverage open source, to leverage the community, to build an incredible teaching and learning platform, the best teaching and learning platform, is an amazing opportunity. And it's one that I believe collectively we can experiment in ways, we can evolve in ways that just the edX team alone is not going to ever imagine or, quite frankly, be able to resource. When we look at what we're thinking about, last year, if you recall, if you were here at the Open edX conference, we talked about 5 themes that were the focus for edX, the organization. One of those themes was architecture. And inside of the architecture theme, the focus internally this year has been about making our infrastructure, our architecture of the platform, more flexible for us to develop on, and ultimately for all of you to develop on, right? The speed of developing on a big monolithic platform, being able to experiment and try new things quickly, rapidly, was just not there. And I think we've made nice progress in the last year on really focusing on extensibility, on the ability for the team to be able to focus on this core. And quite frankly, the core, I think, is something that we don't expect to see a lot of community activity in, right? And that's not because we don't want it, it's because it shouldn't change that often. It should be somewhat sacred. It should be somewhat stable and solid and unchanging. But most importantly, we should be wrapping a layer of plugins and extensibility to the core that enables all of you to build and extend and experiment and try new things on the platform. There have been some great highlights in this last year of the community doing just that. And you're going to hear about a couple of these over the course of the conference the next few days. And so I'm not going to go deep into any one of these. One of these is Lab Exchange, being built through the support of Amgen, with Harvard University and with OpenCraft. This is a fundamental reimagining of how data and content is stored inside of the open edX system. And I think that this is a big lift, and it's one that is core to the underlying platform. It's one that the edX team is working collaboratively with OpenCraft and Lab Exchange and Harvard to build. But it is a meaningful change in the underlying open edX platform. A good example of a plugin and extension was announced, I believe, yesterday by UC San Diego. And is a Caliper integration. Caliper is a real-time streaming event system. This is something that we hear over and over again from partners on edX, and I'm sure all of you care deeply about, which is the ability to have real-time events interacting with your courses and with the functionality that you want to build into your courses to improve learner outcomes, to improve teaching and pedagogical methods. And last, let's not forget individual contributors that can build something meaningful. So Tutor is an example of an individual contributor building I'm gonna get the details of this wrong, but a one-click ability to run Open edX in a Docker environment, I think is if I recall correctly. And so, again, a great example of an individual with an idea who can extend the platform in a way that's meaningful. Last but not least, IBM Cloud has built a self-managed hosting option where you can get a dedicated Open edX instance on an IBM Kubernetes cluster, basically with one click. IBM's a sponsor of the Open edX conference, and this is an incredible development for the community. So all of these are things that you can hear more about over the next few days. They're all great examples of how the community can extend the platform, and that our focus at edX is to make sure that that is easy to do and something that all of you can continue to invest in. It goes without saying, on Friday there's a developer summit. I hope many of you will attend, and a great opportunity to leave this conference and with a bunch of new ideas and a new work that all of you are doing to make the platform better. So again, thank you for being here. Excited that you're all going to dig in for the next few days and talk about how we continue to extend this incredible platform we're building. Thanks.